everyone. This is Jamie Marboe Nichols, and I am the host of the Heart of Dentistry podcast, where we take the ache out and put the heart back in to our dental profession. Please join me as I interview various guests who have opinions and also solutions to what is going on in our profession and helping us put the heart back in. Hello, everyone. This is Jamie Marboe Nichols, and I am here with the Heart of Dentistry, taking the ache out and putting the heart back in. And I have a very special guest today. They're all special to me, but this one really is special. I have Dr. Hazel Glasper, who is a colleague and also a very dear friend of mine. We have been friends for, I don't know, over 10 years now. We met at an SCN conference where we were competing against each other in a speaker spotlight that you won, and you were awesome at it. Welcome, Hazel.
Memories.
Yes, I know. I love it. I love it. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. I was thinking yesterday, how did you meet Jamie? And I remembered we were competing, right?
Yep.
And we fell in love as friends.
Yes, we
I
sure
love
did.
it. I love
Yeah,
it.
me too.
And many times there were people who asked, what do you and Hazel have in common? You remember that?
Oh, yeah. And, maybe from the outside looking in, people wonder, but, we know. We can't, I don't even know that we can describe it. I think it's just a feeling that you can't always put words to. And I think that we are on the same page, and it has grown very, I think, a profound friendship and also respect as colleagues. We go to each other when we have questions and we need each other. And I've consulted you on a few things, and you've
Quite
definitely
a few things.
And you've definitely been there for me on some of my heavy conversations I wasn't having with myself, and you were able to help me have them. So today's going to be a little bit heavy, but not too heavy. You and I were talking before we got on this, and I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm going to first talk to you a little bit about a little clip that I shared with you. And basically, in this clip, Mel Robbins is talking about how all of us live two lives, and lives as in Lives. And basically, the life that we're in, and then that life that we have yet to create. And you're always evolving. And I think that while you're a dentist in Maryland and a speaker, and you've done and a coach yourself, and you've done lots of amazing things. Knowing you the way I know you, I think you're in that what Mel is talking about. So first of all, how long have you been a dentist? Many years would you say?
Really since 1991.
Okay.
I graduated from Howard.
From Howard, yeah. And you have seen a lot of transitions. I've been doing this since the 80s. So as far as in dentistry, I started as an assistant before I went to dental hygiene school. But we know a lot has changed, right? We know a lot has changed. We've changed, like we've grown. We've had ups and downs and things like that. And so tell me as a doctor, and you own your own practice, and you have a very, in my opinion, a unique model of it's considered you're a general practitioner, right? You're a general dentist.
But I've never considered myself that.
I was just going to say that. So
never.
But that's the whole point of this whole thing is that you have transitioned in those however many years to what you are. You didn't just come out of school and all of a sudden be doing this, right? You've pivoted as you'd need to, because you've always known there's another calling, another level. Tell me a little bit about what makes Dr. Hazel Glasper not so general.
Funny. I'm not a general type of chick.
No, you're
period.
Not. Yeah.
Dentistry as you know, and as I have talked about in my presentations and in my friendships, and it wasn't, I didn't consider it a calling. I considered medicine a calling.
Mm-hmm.
And because I am very in tune and try to be as present as I can in my life, as often as I can, I was present to a conversation that introduced me to the possibility of dentistry being medicine
Mm.
by someone I truly respected, who I use the word, she was brilliant, one of
Yeah.
the smartest women I knew. So, and this was in college. So I started thinking maybe I'm missing something here. Let me investigate. Let me understand what dentistry is or could be. And so when I decided to become a dentist, there was absolutely nothing general about it.
Yeah.
I was going towards medicine. I was going towards the complexity of dentistry. I was going towards the mouth being the gateway to the body. I was going towards the oral systemic connection. I was going towards health, function, and aesthetics, which is my practice model.
Yeah.
So I want you to know that choosing to practice in this way has been has been invigorating, very challenging. It's not for the faint at heart,
Mhm. Yeah.
because I don't have a high volume practice. I
Yeah.
have very low volume. So
And
comprehensively treatment planning has been my motto.
and yet with you having low volume, because everyone thinks they have to have all of these people coming in, all these new patients a month, and all this stuff. And because of your model, that's why, and I've had the opportunity to be in and watch how you orchestrate your business and your patients. And it's quite the sight to behold because you go against all, and I mean this isn't just because we're just friends, but you do go against a lot of the grain and the norm. You're definitely nothing but general or the norm, which is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because of your health, function, and aesthetics. Because of that, you bridge all of that together. You put it all together. So you don't need to be crazy with 35, 50 new patients a month. You take that person and you really apply all three of those as applicable. And
T-
you keep
t-
your numbers low and your as
yes.
far as your costs go.
Mhm.
When was the biggest
You
time
what did you say about cost?
you
Did you?
keep your overhead somewhat down because you know your overhead is not down. No, okay.
No, because uh, my compensation package is
Mhm.
high.
Yeah,
My including benefits, 401ks, bonuses,
yeah,
trips, all
yeah,
that, um, trainings, having sufficient team members, um, materials.
you invest a
I
lot.
invest
Yeah.
a lot.
Well, I read somewhere that right now the average dental practice with one doctor is their overhead is running somewhere around 68, 69%, where it used to be 58 to 62%.
Mhm.
So that's why I was assuming, and I shouldn't have, that you weren't in that higher number. And a lot of it has to do with the increase of costs and team members and everything that you mentioned. Tell me, tell me
Yet I
the
have a profitable practice
yes,
with extremely low volume.
yes.
And it's because of my mindset
Mm-hmm.
around my role as a healthcare provider, and the phenomenal patients that I've had the privilege of
Yeah,
serving. So
yeah. And a lot of them you really do consider family
Oh,
because you're
I
a
go to their
very,
weddings,
yeah.
have dinner with them, lunch with them. They come to my functions. I go to their funerals. I
Mhm.
mean, they're family.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And and because I've coached multiple offices, and I hear people say that there's really truly, in my opinion, is a handful that really do embody that. Not, and this is a part that I just to kind of tie this section of our topic up. If you really believe that your patients are family, you don't let them go out the door and not tell them about their disease and their infection. You wouldn't do that to your mama. You would not do that to your brother or your sister. So if they really are family and you have the tools to get them to a healthier place overall, then you would tell them what it is they need, whether they want to hear it or not, right?
And
And that's
how about this?
mhm,
If you really are a clinician, you have the right and the responsibility
mhm.
to fully inform your patients and let them do with that whatever they will.
Yes. But
Period.
but
So,
if you don't tell them and give them a full picture, then you're deciding for them, and shame on you for anything
shame
you
on
are
you.
doing. Yeah.
Shame on you.
So tell the listeners and even me, because I don't know 100% sure, but when would you say was one of the most pivotal moments for you as a clinician and a practice owner? Can you think of like something major? Was it a mindset, something that you,
Well, I came out of the gate knowing certain things,
hmm
which is a bit odd now that I think back on it. Like when I came out the gate, I invested in, I didn't own this particular space,
yeah.
but I built that space out with sconces, glass blocks, separating the operatories. Like it was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I put $60,000 away to hire an experienced office manager. I
Mm-hmm.
immediately brought in a hygienist. So I came in creating my vision. I
And that
didn't
was at this practice, this location you're in right now, right? That I've
know,
seen, or is it a different one? Okay.
different one.
Okay.
When I first came into dentistry, first I moved in an area where there were very few African Americans. And even though I kept being pulled to areas where African Americans were,
Mm-hmm.
but I was drawn to this area in this particular county that I live in, and was kind of discouraged about moving to that area because it was um, country folk, but great demographics, right?
Okay.
And why would you want to move over there? Why would you? And it was such two things, such the perfect choice for me. And it has
Mm.
never not been the perfect choice. And so that's one thing. And I went into it as a full comprehensive dentist
Mm-hmm.
with a comprehensive mindset. And
Yes.
that has never failed me.
Yeah. How long were you an associate before you became a practice owner? Do you recall?
So I graduated in 1991. I did a residency at in New Jersey. I opened my own practice in 1999.
Okay. So about 8 years. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. That's awesome. So you've done a lot. You've done it all. You've to some of us that, outside looking in. What's a pivot when we opened up with that whole thing about the two lives, the life we're living and then the life we're creating that we haven't lived yet. Is there anything big on the horizon for, and what's the advice you would give to somebody since a lot of dentists are stuck? Let's start with that. A lot of business owners are stuck. Why do you think that is?
Stuck in what way?
Stuck
Because I can
in,
talk all day about that, but
I know,
in
I
what way
know.
are you thinking?
Give me like one or two nuggets as to why, how you have, you're a different person, so it's hard for me to say. Tell us how you have not been stuck, because you already have explained it. But you have a lot of friends, a lot of female dentists, a lot of people that you're working with and are part of a group, and some of them are stuck. What do you think are the main, give me two things that you think the main reason why they're stuck and they can't get to that next life that we're talking about?
Okay, so
Yes,
uh,
please.
in the industry, I think one mindset. If you don't know the value of what you do, the value of what you bring, you're gonna get stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so critical. If you're only doing it for money, or if you are very mechanical about it, or I mean, the biggest thing, if you don't understand that you're improving lives and saving lives, then it's
Amen.
very hard. It's hard to do almost anything in dentistry
Yeah.
or any kind of medical profession and not, if you're a tooth doctor, if you're a tooth mechanic, if you
A
are
tooth cleaner.
tooth cleaner, right? And I've had the opportunity of seeing all that up close.
Hmm.
You're going to struggle. You're going to struggle because you're not going to have the confidence to present treatment. You're not going to take the time to develop complete treatment plans. You're going to typically deal more with volume than
Quality.
quantity than
Quality.
quality.
Yep.
So, and unless you have an excellent practice model where you've worked all that out, you tend to struggle. So that's one set, the mindset of the
It's
doctor.
everything, isn't it?
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything as a person. That
Hmm.
has nothing to do with your profession.
It usually your personal life and your professional life, how you view those things aren't separate. They're usually go hand in hand
Right.
in how you view. And my tagline for Marboe Consulting is saving lives one mouth at a time.
Mhm.
And I struggle with the mindset of a lot of hygienists, truly believing that what they do or don't do can or cannot save lives. It's a
Mhm.
struggle, and I just don't get it. I want to shake them sometimes. So, what's the second thing that you were about to say?
And
That's
my
keeping us
motto
stuck.
is sell more dentistry, save more lives. And
Yeah.
what I mean by that is diagnose.
Yes.
So I think it's shocking to hear sell, but
Yeah.
I'm really saying fully inform your patients,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
The second thing that can be a challenge is you got to learn to get past things. When I face something, and all of us face things on a daily
Mhm.
basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, and it depends on where you are in your life, right? What's going on in your life can kind of mirror what's going on in your practice in some kind of
Okay.
way. But I give myself a limited period of time to look this issue in the face. And whether I need to cry about it, I need to complain about it, whether I'm fearful, whether I'm angry as hell, whether I'm scared, whether whatever it is, Hazel, you got a limited period of time and then you deal with it and put it to bed.
I love that.
And
And that's putting the heart back in. My whole thing with this podcast is
uh-huh.
taking the ache out and putting the heart back in. And you're not by any stretch of the imagination sugarcoating or saying sweeping it under the rug. You're saying give yourself that time, grieve it however you grieve it, then and face it head on, and then move on. Do what you have to do, then move on. I love that.
Right. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
But the struggle are people not wanting to face it,
Hmm.
not fully feeling how you feel in that moment, whether you're not being in touch with that, whether you the type of person want to push it down and ignore it, whether you want to ignore the situation as if it's not real. It's real.
Yeah.
um, uh, Giving your power away as leaders, as
Hmm.
clinicians, as consultants, as owners, as associate, you can't keep giving your power away.
Yeah.
And we so often do that. And then we feel challenged because of that, because we're blaming everyone else
Mm.
instead of knowing that you have the power to change, stay in a situation, not stay in a situation, deal with it head on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I like that. I think we're going to end on this note. We're going to do a part two. What I want to do is that short little clip from Mel Robbins that we opened up this with. I'm going to have it put in the link to watch it. I really think it's worthy of listening to. You listen to it, and I think it's going to be the glue between part one that we are just now doing, talking about, and then part two. Now we're in that transition. We've got that gap between the life we're living and the life we have yet to create. And that's what I want part two to be on. Is that okay, Dr. Glasper?
absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And I will have also, we will put Dr. Glasper's contact information in also the recording. So you guys will be able to get a hold of her if there's any questions you have. She's a great mentor. And if you haven't heard her speak yet, she's amazing on the stage. Or if you're in the Maryland area and you're looking for a great dentist, she's definitely the one, thebomb.com.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Hazel. We'll talk to you later. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. The Heart of Dentistry podcast, where we take the ache out and put the heart back in to our dental profession.